Current time now is 7:21 p.m. here in Seoul, South Korea. It's Thursday, which means Kim Young-dae is here for Back to the Culture. Young-dae, hello, hello.
Happy New Year.
Sometimes we just get very random with this. But yeah, that's right. I mean, because we tend to talk about how we grew up in this segment, because one of the things that we realize is how our answers change, depending on the generation that we grew up in. Today's an interesting topic, and this one was kind of a difficult one for me because I grew up most of my time in the United States.
Right.
So, what topic did you bring for us today?
Graduation.
Graduation, because I think a lot of our listeners who might be listening abroad might be confused, but here in Korea, graduation time is a little bit different, right? It's around this time of the year.
Well, this is kind of earlier than usual.
Yeah.
So this week, actually, one of my girls, my first one, graduated.
Okay.
Elementary school.
Oh, congratulations!
A few days ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was wondering. I thought it was a bit earlier than usual because it was due to the
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
Right.
Yeah. So we have a lot of like a middle school, elementary school, and high school as well graduation ceremony this year and next this week and next week. So we are kind of in the mood. I'm also in the kind of nostalgic mood. How was my high school, especially high school, right?
Yeah.
What was your most memorable kind of graduation ceremony or graduation kiss or whatever?
Graduation kiss.
Goodbye kiss.
Okay, so
like that. Party.
What's interesting is the last graduation I attended was middle school. This doesn't mean that I only graduated middle school. So high school graduation.
Intriguing.
Yeah. So high school graduation, I woke up and I said, I'm too tired for this, and I
You
didn't
didn't go?
I didn't go because on graduation we don't get our diplomas during graduations. Our school, I went to a school called Brooklyn Tech, and our school had 4,500 kids in the entire school. Senior class, in the United States you have 12th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. So it's 4 years.
Okay.
Each class had about 1,000 somewhat students. So our graduating class, there was 1,000 kids, over 1,000 kids. So we have to each go into the auditorium one by one, and we have to stand up until everyone's come in. Now, the way that we do the order of which students go in first is through major. I went to a specialized high school, so we each had a major. I majored in architecture, A.
Wow.
So A, architecture, we had to go in first.
Then what? Anthropology?
And then so afterwards, I forgot which one it was. And then, the last major comes in, and then we still have to stand up. So I didn't go, right? So I heard that the entire process of all the kids coming in took about an hour. And my parents were busy working, they couldn't come. So I said, you know what, why do I have to go to graduation? I'm not getting my diploma there anyways. They're going to give me my diploma. So I didn't go.
Wow.
College, I was busy working, so I didn't go. So the last graduation I went to was...
That's some special school. Are you sure it's a school, not Hoodlum?
No, it was in Brooklyn. It was in Brooklyn, but it was a specialized science high school. But so I don't really have that
you
much...
You were so smart. Back then.
Yes, back then. But I don't have much memories of graduation. You have a lot of...
The funny thing is I didn't go to the last two graduations. So I didn't go to the college graduation because I didn't have any friends. So usually this was so tricky, especially for boys, male. So there at some point you have to choose when you have to go to the army.
Yes.
At some point during the college year. But I didn't go to the army until I graduate the graduate school.
Okay.
Yeah, my master's degree.
Okay.
So I just spent the whole 4 years straight, plus 1 year for my personal reasons. Do you remember? I have C plus average.
C minus.
C minus, and 2 probation.
Yes,
warning,
academic probation.
Yeah, something. So that's how I graduated very later than my friends, and some of my best friends were in the army. So I don't know. I didn't feel like going to the any kind of ceremony or party. So I didn't go there.
Yeah.
But for my PhD degree, that was 2 years ago. That was kind of one of the biggest like moments in my life.
Of course.
You usually bring your parents
Family,
and families and all this like graduation costumes and the teary eyes and everything. But pandemic came in. And every like physical on-site graduation ceremony was canceled. Everything was canceled. So I had my PhD exam using Zoom without actually seeing my advisor and my best friends and my friends at the school. So after finishing my Zoom, thesis defense,
right.
And then after the year. A year after, the month after, I came back to Korea. That was it.
For our listeners out there, do you remember your graduation? Because the last graduation that I took part in was middle school. And even then, I didn't invite my parents. I was one of those people where, now that I think about it, I feel so terrible. Because, sometimes when you're young, you don't want to have your parents around. It's not that you're ashamed, but you just don't want to have your parents around your friends and things like that. And I think it was especially the case because my family, we didn't speak fluent, my parents didn't speak fluent English. And so I was kind of like, they're going to go to work anyways. And so we didn't have any of that. So elementary school graduation, my dad came, only my dad. In middle school, I was too big and too old. I said, none of you guys come, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I don't really have a whole lot, but...
You want to call your mom now?
No.
Let's do it.
It's 5:30 in the morning in New York right now. I think she's going to be upset if I go.
So you don't have any idea some of the major differences between U.S. graduation party or ceremony and Korean graduation?
No, I don't. But I know Korea, there were some bad traditions. Like
which is?
Hazing. After the graduations, which I believe is gone now because things got too bad. But other than that, I don't know too much. There's no real tradition in the United States except for turning the tassel over to the other side.
In my days, one of my favorite part, probably the best part, is that once you finish the ceremony, your parents would take you to some of the best Chinese restaurants.
Oh, is that why my dad took me to a Chinese?
Yeah.
I was like, you're
for
so...
jjajangmyeon
oh my
and
goodness.
탕수육.
Okay. I even though I lived in New York, after my
you realized.
After my elementary school graduation, he took me to the only jjajangmyeon place in New York.
That's the one. That's the tradition.
That's the tradition?
That's the best treat for you. In his head, in his mind, that's some of the best treat that he can provide.
I was like, man, this guy's being so cheap, my dad. I was like, I want steak. My friends are going on to like a steak dinner and things like that.
I couldn't forget the very taste of jjajangmyeon and 탕수육 at the very day of the graduation.
Really?
That was so.
And this was what graduation?
I want to cry. High school.
High school.
Back in 1995.
Wow, I really did not know that was the tradition. Because he specifically said, he didn't even ask me, what do I want to eat?
Well, usually jjajangmyeon and Chinese food back in the day, especially when Korea was still the poorest country in the world. It was really not just decent food. It was the best food. Jjajangmyeon is only for your birthday party, graduation or family,
Right.
reunion or something like that.
Yeah, that's incredible. Now I'm starting to realize what a bad son I was. What a bad son I was because of this. Paulina says, yes, I do remember my graduation. I won on my own because I had a big fight with my parents, so I never told them. That's too bad. Nadi Yu came and says, yeah, the milgaru, the flour tradition. It's a tradition in Korea.
Yeah.
But it gets too much. I think, there was times where they go overboard with it. They throw eggs and stuff like that. I don't really particularly like it. But here's the thing. Now, I'm just judging this by the two graduations that I attended, elementary and middle school. There was always some kind of music. There were songs that, in elementary, there was a song that we had to sing for a graduation song.
What was it?
So we had
Auld Lang Syne?
No. So what we wanted to sing, okay, this was my 6th grade graduation, and this was in 1998. At the time, the most popular song was a song by Vitamin C, the graduation song. As we go on, that was the most popular song.
I totally forgot about that song.
That song, we wanted to sing that song for our graduation song, but instead, you know what song we had to sing? Mariah Carey, Hero.
And then the hero comes along.
I was like, what hero comes along?
What's the meaning of it?
I was like,
what's the point?
Exactly. I was like, we're graduating. What hero is going to come after graduation?
The parent generation, teacher generation, want you to become a hero in your life.
I didn't know. And so I remember we were so upset because we all wanted to sing Vitamin C's graduation song. And we had to sing Mariah Carey's Hero.
It's probably the gloomiest song ever for your graduation ceremony.
Oh, did you have something like that? Is there a song that...
Well, in Korea, still.
Yeah. Okay.
So this song, 이젠 안녕 by 015B, was released in 1992, I guess.
Okay.
And at the time, it was one of those good songs that you can sing along. And usually the last song still in 노래방.
Okay.
Because the song was performed by many different members of 015B or other guest artists. But the song, after several years, has become the most iconic graduation song that everybody has to listen to and memorize the lyrics and think about the lyrics, and everyone's gonna cry every year. Still happening. Okay,
so for our listeners out there, this is 015B with Goodbye Now, 이젠 안녕.
Yeah, it was actually the song conceived as a kind of like farewell to the fan song.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because 015B believed that this album, second album, was supposed to be the last album of them. So they composed this song as a kind of farewell song. But they didn't know that it would become the most iconic, popular, most song for the graduation party, graduation ceremony.
I could understand why people will cry listening to this song.
It's so emotional. Every lyrics, when in the cold night, we used to sing this song together, and that the song now became our past, our memory.
Yeah, Watson says 대단한 노래였죠. 이제는 우리가 서로 헤어져야 할 시간. 이젠 안녕. And he also said this is the last song that you sing at a 노래방.
If you really wanna, for those who are not familiar with the song, if you really wanna kind of grasp the magnitude of the song, it's still in this era, you have to look up this song on YouTube.
Okay.
And there's a probably most viewed 이젠 안녕 clip.
Okay.
Still, so many new comments were added every day, every year, every month. Yeah.
So that's when you know a song is still popular. Is even though this the video has been uploaded from many years ago, there's still new comments from like 2021 and stuff like that.
And the comments are usually like this. They're not talking about the song. They're talking about, hey, I want to miss you. I was in 1학년 3반 or something like that. I miss you, SJ. I used to love you. I used to love you.
So like, so and so, I used to have a crush on you, and then they write a message.
Yeah. This is something I held back for so many years, and now I can tell you that I really loved you. It's something like that.
This is a good graduation. I'm sorry, Mariah Carey, we gave you all the props when we talked about Christmas songs. You had your chance with your Christmas songs, but Hero.
And then a hero comes along.
We were, we don't understand how upset we were. We were really mad because
what a poor choice.
The graduation song was the most popular song that year in 1998, and it was our graduation, and we wanted to sing that song.
I just can't believe that.
I can't believe it. Let's also, for our listeners out there, if you remember your graduation songs, please send them in.
Or the song you like to listen to, especially this time of the year. I mean, the graduation period. I think some of the songs that I remember that we used to listen to is 전람회's 졸업.
Yeah, okay, so I think that's the one I wanted to listen to because I would assume that this would be like equivalent to Vitamin C's graduation song.
But this is another emotional song, very sentimental song, and this is really weird. The song starts with the melody of Auld Lang Syne.
Or like I feel like we're talking about Christmas songs once again.
And the little backstory. I mean, the Kim Dong-ryul, the leader of Jeollamhwae, wrote this song when he was in the middle school.
Middle school?
Yeah. So it was his first kind of unofficial composition of his. And now, like, several years later, when they became a pop superstar, they decided to release the song as a single.
Oh my gosh! You know what's up with these graduation songs? They're so sad.
Yeah, so sad. I think that sadness, deep sorrow, was in the vein, in the genes of Korea. So, well, I mean, considering the nature of Korean school system, not now, but back in the day, there are a lot of like ups and downs, and I don't want to go detail.
So I want to ask you because I've never experienced graduation here in college, right? In Korea. Do Koreans view graduation as a goodbye? Because in the United States, graduation for us is new start.
New start. I think,
So it's not a sad moment. It's a day of celebration.
Yeah, I think the ultimate definition of mixed feeling.
Yeah.
Goodbye and new start. But for a lot of like Korean students, it's more like a goodbye to your best friends.
Yeah.
Because at the time we didn't have a smartphone, we didn't have any like a fast internet. So once you graduate and you didn't have an opportunity to write all the numbers and addresses, then it's gone forever.
I want to take a listen to this. I don't know how this could be a graduation. I would have never thought that a song from SES would be a graduation song. This is a song called 달리기, Race. This is SES.
Yeah, this is both graduation song and 수능 song. Because the whole lyrics of the song is that,
run for it.
Yeah, run for it. But in the end, there's always an ending. So you try hard.
There's always
because
a finish line.
You can rest after everything's done. So, it was so...
You know what? That reminds me of something what my parents said. Once everything is done, you can rest.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest lie in the world because once school was finished, I had to work.
My dad used to say to me when I was sleeping, once you're dead, you can sleep forever. That's the biggest lie. What kind of dad is like that?
No, I was always told that. He said you can rest after school is over.
Very deep.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I would like this as a graduation song because I feel like there's already too much emotions going on with goodbyes to your friends.
But there's nostalgia there.
Yeah.
In the melody, the sweet kind of like a subtly sad kind of melody.
Oh, I like this one. So I think this would be a very good graduation song. It has a good meaning, but also I think the beat is nice. Although the original version is from Lee Moon-se, Big Bang did a remake of this. And I remember I went on a different show on a different radio station a long time ago, and I said one of the songs that I like is Lee Moon-se's 붉은 노을. And one of the listeners wrote a text message into me and said that you got the song wrong. It's from Big Bang. Not
Big Bang's original.
Big Bang original.
Lee Moon-se covered it.
This is Lee Moon-se and Big Bang, 붉은 노을. And I feel like graduation songs should be like this.
Yeah, well, honestly, I didn't choose this song.
Okay.
But one of the 작가님, I think one of the producers, I don't know, but chose this song. So I asked her why, and she said, I don't know. It's the song I would like to listen to at the graduation party or something like that. But I kind of understand. It's a so good, upbeat, like a feel-good song, and
노을, hold on, time out. 노을 is when the sun sets, right?
Yeah, sunset.
So it has a meaning, right? So it's kind of the end. And so you're saying that the day is
not
ending.
the end forever.
It's not the end forever because it rises once again. And I like this. We got a message again. We have some listeners who are...
Watson?
Yes. Watson. Says, basically comments that maybe coming out of the army and the graduation is kind of similar. I can't say. I don't know. I've never been to the military.
I exactly understand.
Really?
Yeah. Because, you don't want to go back. But you are sad at the same time. Sad for very ambiguous reason.
Okay.
But you have such a bad memory, good memory, but you know that that's the past. I mean, you can go back.
Speaking of which, is there like a army, not graduation, but when you're leaving the army, is there like a song for that?
이젠 안녕. Once again.
Okay, yeah, I feel like this song, it just works for everything.
Everyone's crying, singing this song. Yeah, but I mean that's the kind of feeling that you be sad, even though that was the kind of worst nightmare of your life.
Right.
But still, you realize that that's part of your youth. Young days.
Is it
not my name.
Is it like a Korean thing? Because I feel like there's so many Korean graduation songs, like graduation themed songs, whereas in the United States, I can't think of a whole lot of songs where you would sing or play during graduation. I'm trying to think what my middle school graduation song was. Like, I can't for the life of me think about it. But I just keep going back to elementary school because we had to sing. Mm-hmm. And so we had to kind of vote on which songs that we want to sing. Mm-hmm. And so, Vitamin C's graduation was there. And another candidate that was up there that got X'd by the teachers because of the lyrics
Curious.
was Puff Daddy and the Family with I'll Be Missing You. But yeah, so that was when it was like the most popular song. But the lyrics itself is about, Notorious B.I.G., his death.
Yeah, right.
So, the teachers were like, I know there's no bad, there's no bad words in it, so it's okay. But the message in it is like talking about someone who died. So we can't talk about that.
Who cares?
Yeah.
I'll be missing you. That's the point, right?
Right. And then so they're like, but, maybe we could play, the Police, Every Breath You Take, but that's different, completely different.
The Every Breath You Take,
yeah.
the song was used to be used as a kind of promotional, like an ad song for the at the AFK and American Forces Network about the kind of thief and the crimes. That every breath you take, every step you make, I'll be watching you. Don't steal things and don't.
To me, the Police song, Every Breath You Take, Every Step You Take, I'll be watching you, sounds so stalkerish.
Yeah.
That I don't think it would be a good love song. Mind you, a graduation song. But here's, you know what? Our producer is ready to load up this song. To me, if I were to, let's say, go graduate again here in Korea, this would be the song that I want to sing. This is a song called Kao's 시작, which I think became very popular because of the drama that recently came out. I think, I almost say Itaewon Freedom.
Yeah.
Not Itaewon Free, Itaewon Class.
Itaewon Freedom is a song by Yoo Se-yoon, right? That reminds me of you. You pronounce 문근영 as 문건영, our Arirang.
Yes, this song, I believe that with each end is a start of something new. Mm-hmm. And this song is one of those songs that I want to listen to when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
I think this is the most perfect graduation song in my opinion.
I think as generation changes, and we have different, different society, different mood, different point of view and aspect. Like you mentioned, what's the graduation? Is it new start or just goodbye forever? But now everyone knows that. Everyone just started to understand. That's definitely not the end of it.
Yeah,
right?
No, it's not.
Friendship and everything's still there.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of like a fresh new start.
Yeah.
Leaving all these memories behind.
Oh, we have some comments from Paulina Maldonado. Remember, we have a lot of listeners from different parts of the world. Paulina actually lives in the UK, but she's from Ecuador. She said in Ecuador, we play salsa, merengue, cumbia, because we're happy and free.
Wow.
Yeah.
Totally different. Well, I think one of the things, there's so many like sad song, emotional song back in the day, 90s, 80s. We were still back then in the kind of like a different school culture. There,
yeah.
Kind of oppressed, like forced. So we used to have that kind of mixed feeling.
You know what's interesting? We're actually there's actually a debate that's going on.
Wow.
Inside with 달리기. what the original song is. Watson says 달리기 윤상이 원조죠.
Yeah, he was
Ultra
right.
Beatles Mania says 윤상 신해철. No dance?
Yeah, that's Yoon-sang actually. So
Yeah.
Yoon-sang is the composer, but the album is the album produced by Shin-Hae-chul and Yoon-sang.
Okay.
The album was called No Dance.
No dance.
Yeah, so both of them right.
All right, there you have. Wow.
Wow.
Ultra Beatles Mania. That's the first time you're connecting with us on our live YouTube here, which shows that how popular Young-dae is with this segment. A lot of people we never see on the show only come out on Thursdays. But this is quite interesting. You know, for our listeners out there, I think, depending on where you're from, certainly the graduation music is quite different. But this was a good experience for me because I've never experienced graduation here in Korea. And I've only experienced up until middle school graduation. So
Make sure call your dad or mom.
Yeah,
talking about jjajangmyeon in Chinese restaurant, asking, was that the intention? What was that the background, the idea?
짜장면 all of a sudden, G.O.D.
어머님은 짜장면이 싫다고 하셨어.
But it was my dad. So he had 짬뽕.
Oh, really?
All right, Young-dae, as always, thank you very much for joining with us. It was great conversation. We had a lot of fun. Please stay safe and looking forward to seeing you next week.
See you next week.
You can listen to Korea Now with me, SJ Lee, by downloading the Arirang radio application or tune in online by visiting www.arirangradio.com. So make sure you tune in Mondays through Fridays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Korea time.